Everybody's heard of writer's block, but painters get blocked too. Here's a watercolor Blockbuster. Okay, this one's good for watercolor painters, also good for people who've never worked with watercolor and who'd like to give it a try. What you need are watercolors, water, one brush is all you need, a flat brush works better, and a few little tools, not many. Actually, if you have a mechanical pencil, you can back the lead up in the mechanical pencil. You need to be sure and do that. Or palette knives work very well for what I'm about to show you. This is just a little fun exercise. It's an exercise to get you going or get you involved with watercolor and still have something going on, something to do. So the way it starts is to wet the paper, and you can wet any portion. If you don't have to wet the whole sheet, because you can do like several of these little exercises on a single sheet if you like. And I have mine tilted here so that we can show it in the camera better. You would probably do better if you have yours lying flat for this, because the water wouldn't run the way it's running now. But the idea here is to wet, keep brushing with the wet brush until the paper is totally saturated or well saturated with water. And so we do that. Then the next thing we'll do is to go to our color. And if you're new to watercolor, you would first need to, if you have your color in pans like I have here, and the color is already solidified, you would first need to activate the color. And you do that by just touching the tip of the brush to the color and work it round and round and round and round until you finally have color on the tip of the brush. And then you take it to the palette and you push. You don't have to do a whole lot of stirring or anything. You just push slightly to get that that unified into the brush. Then you, if you want to add a little bit of water to it, that you can. But you want a very dark color. For this, what we're going to do here is we'll just take a strip of green and we'll throw it right across the center like that. I'll throw another little batch of green across like that, and then I'll bring another strip of green below that one and another strip of green at the top. I'll go and rinse the green out of the brush and move into a little bit of blue. It doesn't matter what kind. I'm going to use Antwerp here, picked up a little bit on the brush. Again, getting it unified here, activating. And I want that a little bit more lighter value, so I add a little bit more water to it. And then I will just throw a little bit of that blue right here, and then go again and throw it right up here. I had a little bit more green than that, but it doesn't make any difference because this is a fun exercise. So what we're going to do now is we'll pretend that there are grasses in a pond, okay? And so I'll take this mechanical pencil, back the lead of the pencil back into the pencil. I'll make a long line that goes from the top to the bottom, and watch what happens. That's called wounding the paper, where while it's wet you can make dips and cuts into the paper, and the paint goes into those areas. Now let's just do some stuff. If we make one that goes in one direction, we'll go to the top and make another one that goes in another direction that shows as a reflection. We can do that. Get up here like this. Let's get on this side so that you can see better. Every time one moves in one way, we make it go another way, this way. And all we're doing here is pulling little wounds into that paper for that paint to go into. Now I'm going to move to the palette knife to show you that you get the same sort of effect with a palette knife, a little bit finer lines depending on which palette knife you use. And you see, I'll just make those leaves turn this way like that, and then, I mean leaves, grass blades, as turn a little bit like that. And we can make a few little shadows in the center by just wounding that, and just play with it. And you can see that this gives you all kinds of opportunities, because even now the color is still pulling into those wounded areas, and when it dries, it will dry that way. So it's a fun thing to do. It's a way to get to break blocks, watercolor blocks, or it's a way to get introduced into watercolor. So have some fun with that, and there's your quick tip.